is, so this is a concessive clause, is serious, still he has returned. He has still returned to them. In a short while, you will see the king himself. I don't really understand that, but I'm going to probably correct that in our next class. But although the wound of the king is serious, now he has, however, returned. That sounds better, I suppose. Although the wound of the king is serious, now he has come back. Now he is coming back to himself. He is returning to himself. In a short while, you will see the king himself. Meanwhile, in the meantime, he wants Servius Tullius to administer, to look after the Rem Publicam, the republic, the state. And so Servius, for some days, although Tarquinius was now dead, firmavit, strengthened his own resources. Tum demum. Then finally, the death of the king, nuntiata est, was announced. Servius unitus, strengthened by a firm defense, strengthened by a firm protection, first ruled without the will of the people, but with the wishes of the patrum, of the senators. Very well done, everyone. A great uproar of the people followed, amongst which Tanaquil ordered the Regiam, the palace, Claudi, to be closed. From there, quickly, Servius was called. So after Servius had been quickly called from there to her, she begged for help. The kingdom is yours, she said, Servius, if you are a man, not of those who with foreign hands have committed the worst crime. Erige, steel yourself, and follow the gods as leaders, who portenderant, who predicted with a divine flame that this head was going to be famous. Noli, don't be upset because you are a foreigner. We also ruled peregrini as foreigners. This is Tanaquil and her husband, if you remember. If you, on account of this sudden event, are not able to come up with plans, still sequere, follow my plans. That's the deponent verbs look with the imperative form that looks like the infinitive. When now the uproar of the crowd was scarcely able to be, temporal clause, sustained, managed, Tanaquil, from the higher floor of the palace, spoke in this way to the people. Cum vulnus. Although the wound of the king, etsi, even though the sons of Ancus, this is the previous king, had been angry beforehand because a peregrinus, because a foreigner was ruling Rome, was the ruler of Rome, was ruling at Rome, locative. Now the anger was maior, was even greater, because it seemed that now the kingdom was open, was lying open to a slave. Indirect statement there, because it seemed that the kingdom now, maybe indirect statement, maybe not, seems to be lying open to a slave. Regem igitur, therefore, they decided to kill the king and to take over the kingdom. Ex pastoribus. Two the most ferocious from the shepherds, delecti, having been chosen for this crime, in the courtyard of the palace, in the specie, in the appearance of a quarrel, converterant, should we say, turn the attention of the regios apparitores, of the royal servants, of all the royal servants, in se upon themselves. Having been called vocati, called from there to the king, they were ordered to speak in turn. One explained the matter, then the king, having turned himself completely upon him, so then the king turned himself completely upon him. The other, Deyekit, dropped an axe that had been lifted, dropped the lifted axe upon the head of the king. Relictor, having left the weapon in the wound, ambo, they both fled outside. Apparatores, the servants took Tarquinius about to die. The lictors grabbed those men, fugientes, fleeing. Eo fere tempore, it's a long story this. And about that time, an amazing thing happened in the kingdom, in Regia. About that time, an amazing thing happened in the, I'm just looking to see what we've got for Regia, I suppose we could say that, yeah, in the palace, in the kingdom. Caput, the head of a sleeping boy, genitive, present participle, whose name was Servius Tullius, remember that name, Arcit, burnt in the sight of everyone. It's very Aeneid, book 2, if you remember the portent of the head being on fire. Said we, the slaves who were bringing water add in order for the flame to be put out, gerundive there because it's passive, were held back by the queen. Soon, when the boy was awoken, temporal clause, when the boy had been awoken, rather, pluperfect, passive, subjunctive, the flame went away. Then, ablative absolute again, having taken her husband, viro here, rather than having taken a man, having taken her husband away secretly, Tanaquil said, do you see this boy, whom we are educated in such a humble fashion? The light portendit predicts eum that he is futurum esse going to be as, that he is going to literally be as a bringer of protection to us, aliquando, sometime. Good sentence there, indirect statement. Proinde, now he erudiendus est, now he should be educated in the liberal arts. The character of the young man was truly royal, kingly. Tarquinius, therefore, despondit, married his daughter to him. Good morning, everyone. This is the 9th story, the story of Tarquinius Priscus. Iam, now the sons of Ancus, this was the king, if you remember, in the last one, and Tarquinius was the guy that changed his name to Tarquinius, who'd married Tanaquil. Now the sons of Ancus were almost adults, but Tarquinius himself, Cupiebat, was wanting to become king. He first openly sought the kingdom, memorans, recalling his private and public duties, and his kindness in omnes upon everyone. Memorans there, a present participle. Magno consensu, should we say by the general agreement of everyone? By the general agreement, the people, Jussit, ordered him to rule. Tarquinius, Latinis bello, with the Latins having been conquered in war, ablative absolute there, having conquered the Latins in war, put on magnificent games. Then, the first place was designated for, firstly, the place was designated for for the circus, for the racetrack, which is called the Maximus. The solemn games, or the games remained ludi, the games remained solemn, appellati, called Roman or great, magna quoque. Also, great works were started by the king, ut, purpose clause, yes, purpose clause, in order that the people not be more restful, comparative there, purpose clause subjunctive there, in peace than in war. Muro lapideo, he prepared to surround urbem, the city, with a stone wall, and he secavit, he dried the places, kirka, around the forum, and the other low-lying areas, cloakis, with sewers. Fundamenta jecit, he laid the foundations of the temple of Jupiter.